Happy Health Freedom Day to all you members. Thank you guys for joining us. And today I'm super excited about this topic because these are pathways to activating your energy deposits in the body that a lot of people don't even know about. And you can actually measure these things. And there's products out there that you can use to get your fatigue and your longevity and your endurance way up instead of way down. So if you're like a 40-year-old, basically your growth hormone goes down the tube. If you're a 50-year-old, your mitochondria activation goes down the tube. So what happens is your body needs more help as you get older, unless you're living on a high mountaintop in the Himalayas or something and you're eating all clean foods, which is not happening in America. And so what we're going to cover is what are some of the pathways in the body that need to be activated and what things activate it and what products help it and what tests that we can do to help discover, is this working for me or is this not working for me, so I can regain my energy, my endurance, my mental focus, and all those amazing things. So to start off, I wanted to talk a little bit about like the energy code of the body. So there's these things called sirtuins, and then you have your mitochondria. And the heart of the whole sirtuin family is basically your cleanup crew. And some of these impact the mitochondria. So think of your cell. Inside your cell, you have your mitochondria. And then you have these genes that do things. And this gene group is the sirtuin group. And there's 7 of them. And they do different functions. And they produce actions in the body. We'll go over that in the PowerPoint in just a minute. So what happens is as we get older, we lose our NAD, which is like our energy currency of the body. And that's really, I should say, the unit that helps to increase the energy currency of the body. So mitochondrial activation, NAD helps support that. And we lose that as we get into our 50s. So in our 40s, growth hormone goes down the tube. In our 50s, NAD, mitochondrial activation starts going down the tube. So now you have like 2 things. We could add in hormones and sleep deprivation, a whole host of things, but we're going to focus on these 2 things that really rob our body of energy. So let's walk through how the sirtuins and the NAD work together. So the sirtuins and NAD drive cellular energy and longevity and endurance. So there's products like NMN, which are precursors to producing ATP. And those are essential to help activate that pathway of these sirtuins. There have been like a number of human animal studies, and they show a whole host of different effects, which we'll go through in a minute. And then we're going to go through how to measure your mitochondria. And then there's the comparison of products that we're going to go through. So topping it off. So the science behind cellular energy and aging. Your genome, your DNA, you were born with, right? They're both the conductor and the symphony of your health. So think of you've got epigenomes and you've got genes. So think of it like you've got the piano keys, that's your genes, and your epigenes are the person playing the keys. So those are influenced by lifestyle factors, diet, EMF exposure. And so those things have to both be considered. So you have your lifestyle, and then you have your genes, and those can be influenced by each other, and they can both be healthfully activated. So you have longevity, endurance, energy, great cognition, mental focus. Let's talk about sirtuins. And really, to overview, they regulate the genes, how they express themselves. They can turn off a gene or turn on a gene. And they reduce inflammation, which we know if we have chronic inflammation, all-cause mortality goes up. And inflammation comes in a lot of different forms or versions. You can get inflammation from environmental exposures, from foods that you consume, from being in a high-stress environment, to poor sleep at night. So all of those add up to creating that inflammation. So sirtuins also help the mitochondria function, which for you and me means ATP, the energy currency of the body. They also repair your DNA. So if these sirtuins are not properly activated, or if they're basically numb, they're not going to repair problems in your DNA. And we've seen this with COVID with people who've got some DNA disruption, and that's causing these pathways to not be active. And then it's allowing negative gene expressions to occur, which means disease. So you've got great things on a gene, you got bad things on a gene. So the sirtuins are your body's basic internal repair for DNA and for your cleanup crew and for activation.